Wow, you really turn it on, baby. I love it.
I know
Good to
you
see
got to have
everybody.
fun, man. You got to enjoy your life.
Yeah,
Anyway,
good to see
I'm
you.
gonna turn down my AC a little bit. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. I have a very special guest. He's actually a host of a really small, no-name channel called Everything Dollars or something like that.
You got it. That's right on point.
Well, welcome, Seth. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Seth Kerechanin. I'm in Akron, Ohio. Paul and I started Everything Money going on almost 4 years ago. And Chris, I know you were in for a little bit, and then you started your channel. So I somehow found I know some of our fans pointed me to your channel. And of course, now I see all the thumbnails. I've jumped on live streams before, and I see some of our friends in the comments. So I'm glad everyone's here. Good to see everybody.
Yeah, I think the first comment that you ever made was on a Stockmo video. I had a terrible thumbnail. The video got like 200 views, but I remember you commenting. I was like, "Is that the real Seth?" And it actually was. So that was the beginning of our love story.
That's right. That's right. I mean, you don't pull any punches, and I love watching from afar. I don't know if I have the same cojones as you to go after some of these clowns, but I definitely appreciate your efforts for sure. So
thank you. It's a lot of fun. I mean, some people they want to go on YouTube and be professional. I'm professional all day at work, so when I go home, I just want to go freaking wild. So that's kind of how I get my craziness out of me, is going on YouTube and attacking people that I consider to be grifters.
Yeah, I see you in the car too. I mean, you are committed. I mean, you are really, really committed to this cause. And I see, you've gone live with like some of your like friends. Like I see like 3 or 4 boxes of dudes. I don't know them. I haven't followed them, but they seem like they think like us a bit. So yeah, I like it. I'm glad you're on, and I'm glad you're doing your things. I'm glad to be on for sure.
Yeah, they're all huge fans. It's Jay Nagy. So apparently Jay Nagy actually has a suspicion that you guys stole something from him. So
okay, his virginity, I assume.
What was that?
I said his. Yeah. Sure, we can talk about anything. Maybe we did for sure. Go ahead.
So Jay Nagy uses this discount rate on his tool that he made of 12.5%. And he started using that, and then all of a sudden I noticed that Everything Money started to use that. So I want to confirm. I want the God's honest truth. Did you steal the 12.5% discount rate from Jay Nagy?
So how would I say this? Paul came up with that rate in the stock in the stock analyzer tool one day. I don't know why he came up with 12.5. I know he doesn't watch a lot of videos, or at least doesn't go out of his way to see it, but he might have. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Frankly, I don't know. I mean, he might have seen a video of someone talking and thought 12.5 was good. I know in most of his investments with real estate, he always talks about 15. So I don't know why he dropped it to 12.5, but if it's stolen, just let us know where you can send royalty checks. We'll start
okay, I'm glad we settled that, because like we've talked about it before. It's like, oh wait, those dirty dogs, they must have stolen.
Oh, I certainly, I don't know. I certainly didn't make any, I certainly didn't make any changes in terms of what rate he was looking for. I mean, to be honest, just much like some of our viewers, I'm still learning along with them. So, but that point me to the video. I'd love to see it. So, and maybe see it for the second time. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is. So,
well, I'm glad we settled that. So now let's move on to the important stuff. I want to know more about you, Seth. Who are you?
Oh, really? Well, it's funny. I just did a video recently. I think I'm a guy that got pretty lucky in meeting some wealthy business individuals. Like I develop a knack for just talking with people and sort of making what I like to think sometimes is like making the other person's life a little more interesting than mine and asking questions. So I just I got lucky meeting Paul. Paul and I went to high school together 20 years ago. I was like captain of the football team, and he was like captain of the chess club. We never really reacted. And then we both went our separate ways. He started investing. He definitely has some family money and has grown it. And I went to a small college in Ohio to play football, which was fun. I married my wife very early. We were like before high school sweethearts. And I thought that getting a really amazing education was going to provide riches for me. So I got a chemistry degree. I have a PhD in chemistry, which I went to Ohio State. And that was just very time consuming and boring and stupid. But I got a PhD and then got a terrible job in 2008 doing chemistry. And I've been a lot of things. I've been a lot of different things. I've tried a lot of things. I guess I haven't been, I don't know, too scared to try different things and fail at some things. But in essence, I got into photography about 10 years ago, which got me into videography and making sort of films and filming people, good audio. It's already getting boring. So anyway, I just got into some marketing for a couple companies, and Paul one day said, I need a photographer and then I need a videographer. And then when we started kind of what was the show, he couldn't get on the camera and really talk. So he said, why don't you come out here and join me? And then we started when podcasting was all the rage a few years ago, we started podcasting, and that's it. So I'm a very simple person. I think I enjoy talking to people. I have a modest investment portfolio. I own a couple other businesses that I've, again, been lucky enough to meet some wealthy business people that want to go into business with me. But I don't know. I've always been a pretty upbeat guy, and it seems I try to translate that to the show because, of course, as you know, investing is absurdly boring at times. So we really wanted to be that show that wasn't like everybody else. But I guess that's kind of about me. You know, I've been married almost 18 years. I'm 41. I have 2 kids and a pretty simple life. I have 2 acres. I have honeybees out back. Nothing special. Just a normal guy. So.
You actually have like a beehive in the back of your.
Yeah. I wear the whole suit and everything. I get the smoker out and I get in there, and I always wanted bees. I love honey. So I have honeybees out back.
Dude, that would be an amazing video if you just randomly.
I thought about that. Just like random thoughts from the honey hive. Yeah, it's pretty rad. I used to do it like bare bones, like, you know, no rubber at all. Just go right in, you know. And then they all got pissed at me once, and I got blasted like all over me. I was like, okay, I'm getting the whole bee suit. But yeah, it's funny. I should do a vid from out there. It's pretty wild. So.
Yeah, well, you got the idea here. Remember that.
I will. I'll definitely quote you in the video. So I'm not reading the comments too much, guys. So Chris, if you see anything that's interesting, go ahead and let me know, and I'll. Like I said, so the funny part was I was a minute late because my computer, I was all set and ready, and I had to switch over to a laptop. So I can't read the comments.
Yeah, I mean, the vast majority of the comments are just salivating over your beard. Like I'm getting
well,
a lot of beard,
yes. So right, can you grow one of these? Oh, I see. So you could grow an awesome one. Why don't you, baby?
I actually can't grow a beard. You know, you see these little patches right here?
Yeah.
Those will never fill in. I've tried before. It's just like this really scraggly, itchy disaster. So, I mean, I've given up a long time ago of getting a beard. I might get some like implants. Maybe I'll get some like Hims.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go shop on Hims.
Paul had that. Yeah. Paul's been pretty adamant. You know, he had implants, hair implants. You know, he's talked about it on the show.
Oh, has he? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. So he went down to Florida and they like took they took a graft or something out from the back and then literally individually put in like 8,000 hair follicles in the front. And he paid an F ton of money for this. And he's pretty adamant. I mean, he's very honest on the show that he got that done like maybe a decade ago because he was going straight up bald. So pretty wild.
Yeah, people always accuse me of going bald. I've had the same hairline my entire life, but apparently I'm fat and I'm going bald. So
how old are you? No, you're ripped, bro. Someone told me I should do this show shirtless, but you're pretty ripped. You must get in the gym a lot, man. Them traps, I can see them for days.
Yeah, my traps are like one of my greatest gifts. I don't even have to work them that hard. They're freaking huge. I have nice shoulders, nice traps. I have a very bad chest though. You know, I've had multiple people say that, oh, you're really big and muscular, but your chest is trash. So I get that a lot too.
Me too. I got them floppy titties. I just got to do more push-ups, you know, get them push-ups going. So
oh, here's Jay Nagy. Here he is.
There he is. Okay, Jay, I don't know if we've met or chatted before, but if I did steal that 12.5, I got some splaining to do. So
it's oddly suspicious. I mean, you know, before that, and Paul was using like 10, 15, 12, and 15, and all of a sudden 12.5. I think Paul's a super strongman fan. Has he ever you ever catch him watching my videos screaming shirtless?
Sadly, I haven't, but you know, I'm not knee deep into his YouTube history, but I can get in there for you and let you know for sure.
Yeah, I'm a huge fanboy of everything money. So you guys are actually the ones that you know, really kind of opened my eyes to how to value stocks. So I mean, I've always been an index fund investor. I didn't really give a crap about individual stocks. And then all of a sudden, you know, 2020 came around, you know, pandemic, Robinhood, all that stuff. And I said, okay, maybe I'll check out some stocks. And I have an accounting background, so I know how to read financial statements. but I really had no clue how to like, project cash flows and use a discount rate. And that's how you got
Me
the
neither.
price.
Yeah, me neither.
So it was actually really eye opening. I was like, wow, these Everything Money guys are pretty cool. And I went ahead and I actually stole your thing, and I'm actually selling it for a little bit less than you guys.
Great. People have been asking for a price break for decades, for months. So yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, so I actually did like I had a tracker that I made. I modeled it after your thing because I think it's really cool. You have like the 3 different rows of assumptions. But I was like, there's no way that I'm selling this to people because I know Everything Money would probably sue the crap out of me if I actually sold this. So
yeah, the reason we developed that, so I was trying to convince Paul that we just needed a Patreon like everyone else. And Paul was adamantly against it. I think we have recordings of us yelling at each other about how we're not doing it. It's stupid. And we're not going to be like everyone else. And then he sort of brainstormed, well, what if we gave them something for their money? Whereas everyone else just gives them, a live stream or something. And so this all was developed from that Paul had been working with some developers on this dynasty owner company, this fantasy football. And so the only reason we have Everything Money is because he was developing this very, very small fantasy football app and league. And so because they got that was our sort of way to, I guess, they give back, but give somebody something for the money they're pledging to us in Patreon would finally turn the page for us because he just wanted to actually provide something. So yeah, the development is hard for the software. It's difficult, but I'm like you. I didn't know anything about any of this. And to this day, I'm still learning. But man, it really has opened my eyes about valuing companies. I mean, I've bought 2 companies the past 2 years. So just even the concept of what do they make? What do they do? What kind of debt do they have? It's not just stocks. It can really spread into really buying businesses. So yeah, it's been a really, really fun ride for us for sure. And we certainly appreciate your support, of course.
absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about the development of Everything Money. So you said you started it 4 years ago.
Yeah. So Paul, yeah, I can sort of talk about it. So like, I talk about one of my videos, is like, I was always striving to just do more in life, but it never was working. I just tried things and thought I'd make a bunch of money, of course. And I used to drive around a lot and look at other people's houses and say, why can't I live here? How do these people afford it? What do these people do? But I have found that a lot of times when these wealthier business guys, they start getting things running, they kind of get bored and they want to work with people. So I think Paul was very, very bored. He back in the day, I know 4 years ago, he was playing about 20 hours of chess a week, just in his office. Like he was everything was running, all the businesses were running. And so he hired my wife and I to go film his Mexico homes. And it was really weird. We reconnected and he said, I need a photographer. I'll be your photographer. So we flew down to Mexico, spent a week together and just got to know each other and took pictures down there. And then we came home and he wanted to do like a real estate program, like a 10 series program where you would like sell a membership to that. Just because he was already having these conversations. Every time he sat down with someone, he'd talk about investing, real estate, the market. And then we figured out that once we put him in front of a camera like this, he couldn't talk. He just literally, it was really hilarious. We have video of him. Like, I'm trying to be like, okay, Paul, say I'm Paul Gabriel. And he'd just be like, dead stare. So he said, why don't you come out here and join me? And then I was in love with Joe Rogan, as everyone usually is. So I was in love with that sit down. And I had produced podcasts prior to Everything Money. There's a company in Columbus called Focus 3. They do business development training. And I had basically produced their whole podcast. In fact, the last one I did was with Urban Meyer when he was on the good side of everyone's mind. Urban Meyer was like just off of becoming the Ohio State Buckeyes head coach. And so my last show I did with them was with him. It was pretty rad. And then so Paul hired me and we just started the talking. So we were initially called Learn From Us, just because we got the name learnfromus.com. And so we started talking. I would just ask him questions because I was just enamored with how he made so much money and I wasn't. Or how do we do this? How do we do that? And then just kept going. And for some reason, Paul just said one day, like, why don't we switch to something more broad, like Everything Money? And we bought the website, which was 30 grand. And then we started doing YouTube and we learned so much from YouTube nowadays. We're still not very good at it. We're still we're still learning, you know, how to fight
You're
the
better than
machine.
me.
Well, you know, I mean, 1,500 videos, we really attacked like the sheer numbers. But, you know, after doing this for 2 years, I vividly remember one of my best friends in the world. I showed him one of our videos like a couple Christmases ago. We got 17 views on it, and they literally asked me, like, why are you doing this? This is like stupid. Why would you do a video and take any time to do 17 views? So, you know, it can happen to you out there. Yeah. So yeah, we've been just making videos ever since, and developing sort of our rapport and trying to build our brand. And we certainly think this can be something big, but you know, value investing, as you know, seems strange to everybody. So I don't think we could be like one of these Meet Kelvins, or I don't know if we could be something that big, you know, Graham
Jeremy
Stephan.
LaFufu.
Yeah, that'd be great. He's just yeah. So I guess that's our path. So we're still working at it. And then we picked up Mo a year ago, or a year and a half ago now, and he's been great. You know, he really works hard. He's in the chats talking to people, and oh, my computer just restarted now finally. That would have been great. I was like, oh gosh. Yeah. So you know, we have a team. We have a producer, Tim, who helps a lot. We have developers, we have editors, we have writers. It's become quite a production. So
Yeah, so I mean, it definitely is true. To grow a YouTube channel, when you start off, you get like 15 views, 10 views. I mean, I remember those days. When did you remember everything money really starting to take off? Was it a specific video that got a hit, or was it just, you know, improving your, you know, video quality over time? What do you think was the catalyst for your channel to start to explode? Because I think you have like what 150,000 subscribers right now, or something like that.
yeah, we're close to that. Yeah, no, I mean, dead honesty, the catalyst is Paul just had a lot of money that he threw at it. You know, like when we first started, he decked out like the full studio. What you see in our studio today is what we had day one. So like he probably threw like 50 grand at a studio. I mean, just gorgeous like artwork and lighting and like beautiful like couches, and like it's just like this gorgeous scene that we could. So that was number one. Then of course he paid me, and we had money for quick editing. So like he paid me a salary. He paid our producer a salary early. So that's just one of those things. Like if you have money, you can do stuff, right? Like we fast tracked, because I used to be not a Dave Ramsey fan, but I had a lot of friends who just thought that Dave Ramsey was a god. And then I just brought up like, Paul, what do you think about this? So one of our more famous videos is like him reacting to Dave Ramsey about, I think it was paying off your house or something of that nature, paying your house off early. And so that one started going for us. But I mean, just like everyone else's channels, I think, you know, the 2020, when they started handing out free money and everyone's buying stocks, that's when we grew a lot. So, but no, it definitely was not some sort of viral video. We still have not had a real, I think, explosive video. I mean, we still don't have a video that has outreached our subscribers, which a lot of channels do, which we're trying to figure out for sure. So
Yeah, honestly, it's just luck of the draw. Like
I
sometimes,
think
you know,
so.
you might have a small YouTube channel that puts up a random video and they get 1 million views. And sometimes that happens to my channel too. It's like I remember when I was really small, I put a random video about the Dogecoin millionaire. I'm sure you know
Yeah,
all about that guy. And it,
I
it freaking
do.
blew up out of nowhere. I was like, okay, cool. So
Cool. Yeah. I mean, so we again, sometimes it's frustrating working with Paul because he is the antithesis of everything you'd really want to happen. You'd think I want a viral video. He says, I don't want a viral video. I want slow, steady love of our channel to build, and not have like a viral video that like propels us 1 month and then the following months are just sad, you know? And so, but it can certainly happen like that. We'll see. We're trying to make more what we're calling discoverable videos, maybe a little more down to earth videos, talking to new people, because we want to sort of, I think, the term is dumb it down for people, but really I've been starting to do some videos on my own that just kind of still project that concept that I represent the viewers. I'm that simple guy who happen to have access to a couple of rich guys, you know, and I'm going to keep trying to bring what I think are your interesting questions. So, but we don't have to talk
yeah,
about
I
my
actually
show that
noticed
much.
you have like a new format for your videos. Is it mostly, I guess, you in your home filming? Like, are you
Yeah,
are you
right
doing the whole
here.
video by yourself, or are you like getting help, or like how does
Oh,
that go?
well, you know, like we have a writer, and we hired a new editor to make what we think the videos are a little spicier. So yeah, I definitely have help. But we wanted to do this. I mean, so maybe you can tell me about your channel. You know, like we get a vast majority of our views from our subscribers, which is great. It means they love us. But apparently, out there, you're supposed to get the vast majority of your views from people who aren't subscribed to you. And so we never get that. And so we're trying to do videos that maybe someone in the world might search so they can find us. I think it's a long process to get someone to talk someone into the concept of value investing. It just sounds so strange and weird, even though it's just really what I think now have learned is just investing, right? It's like buy low, sell, don't buy high, find good companies. It seems pretty basic, but it's also very strange sounding to people. So we're just trying to make videos so that people can find us more, I think. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my channel, I get so many views from people that are not subscribers. And it kind of makes sense to me because I'll make videos about people that, I don't like, and a lot of their fans will watch the video. So that kind of brings them in, but they never get to the point where they actually subscribe to my channel, which is fine. But that's just kind of how YouTube is.
Yeah. I'm seeing this question fake. Are you as clueless as you project yourself in video? Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I never wanted to be I have had so many friends that did the fake it till you make it thing until it just basically ruins their whole career. I've just been I've been in a few businesses long enough to notice that yeah, have you seen this? Well, you're an accountant. I've been in the photography space for a long time. And so projecting yourself as a happy person on Instagram is what you have to do to be an influencer or a speaker or a teacher. And then sadly, a lot of the people who are projecting some sort of fake life, a lot of them have crashed and burned. They're not even photographers anymore. They're in real estate now, of course. But yeah, so no, I guess if I seem clueless, I guess I would say is I'm still not 1,000%, 100% committed to the concept of learning like maybe our viewers are. Like I still have 2 other operating businesses. I photographed a wedding today for like 7 hours. I started at 7 o'clock in the morning and it was in Columbus, 2 hours away from my house. So I've had a crazy ass day. So yes, clueless in the videos. Yeah. People tell me, Seth, how dare you? Don't humor us. I was like, no, actually, I forget most things. So yes, I'm as clueless in all the videos for sure.
Well, I mean, if you don't have like a financial background, it takes a lot of time to really get the concepts. I mean, like I'm an accountant, so I get like discounted cash flows, stuff like that. So I pick it up easier. But yeah, if you have no background, I mean, you have a chemistry PhD, which is awesome. But if you don't know anything about finance, it takes a long time to really get this stuff.
No, I don't know jack shit still. In fact, Paul did a video on share buybacks, and I was like, okay, share buybacks are bad because Uncle Paul told me they're bad. Then he really started showing the numbers over time about how buybacks can help. And I was like, still to this day, I'm pretty astonished on the show of like learning some things. So I have a lot to learn for sure. Hell, I just learned options like last week and simple options, selling covered calls, simple options. I mean, I have the shares, nothing crazy. So
we got a comment here. Hey, Seth, I noticed your edits went up 10x.
Yeah, thanks, Mass Money. Yeah, Mass Money, have I followed you before? Or maybe seen your videos. Yeah, so we hired an editor, like almost a full-time editor, had interviewed 3 or 4 people. We got 50 applications for video editing in Akron. And we interviewed 3 or 4 people and hired a kid who has been helping with the edits. And of course, I love movies and comedy. And I think this space needs more comedy. So we're trying to put in a lot more funny bits. I mean, the Dumb and Dumber, the Step Brothers shit. Yeah, so I appreciate it.
No, the best one was Paul in the bear suit. That was
yeah, he bought that. Yeah, he bought that. So we did a full-blown video for his holdings group where we rented a bunch of suits. It was like when you work here, how crazy it is to work there. So they rent stuff. I mean, that's what it is. When you have money, like Paul came up with that within 24 hours, and literally some assistant goes out and like rents some bear suit for him, and he wore it for 30 seconds. So go figure. That was hilarious though.
So another question I have is, do you work at Everything Money full time and then you have these other businesses on the side, or is Everything Money kind of like a part-time thing?
So Everything Money used to be very, very part-time for me. When we first started, I lived in Columbus. I drove up to Akron. I'd stay in Paul's 6-bedroom house. And then we'd wake up on a Tuesday and we'd film like a week's worth of shows, so maybe 5 or 6 shows. And then I would go back to my other life in Columbus where I was filming for other companies, taking photographs. But so primarily, no, this is not full time for me. Although it's getting there really. So like I I'm still very much a photographer, a wedding photographer, a corporate photographer. I do corporate videography. I do promo videos for people. I partner with people in Columbus. No, absolutely not. Like, I definitely spend a majority of my time on everything money, but we photograph like 15, 17 weddings, my wife and I, 15, 17 weddings a year. And I probably do, I don't know, maybe 20 other gigs per year. But I have a very calm life, like I know everyone loves saying how busy they are. Like, I am not busy. Like, I sleep almost 9 hours a night and I play basketball an hour a day. And yeah, so I'm not projecting that I'm like, I wake up at 5 o'clock and you should too. You're a dickhead. Like, no, like I just I sleep a lot and do a lot of calm things in life. I'm trying to think what else I want to tell you. It's funny you brought that up. I remember I was thinking about this whole tattooed chef bullshit. Not that I want to get into this, but I realized that
we have to.
I know when we did a tattooed chef video saying how overpriced it was, obviously it got completely decimated with dislikes at the time. But I remember people out there were shutting down my personal websites. They were like, somehow they were hacking into my sites and shutting down like my personal businesses. That was wild too. I had to like, go through GoDaddy and my hosting and all this stuff and like get like this extra like checks and balances. But I remember like people are bonkers out there. So the tattooed chef
after
plan,
you made a video about like,
yes,
so you can trace it to tattooed chef.
I mean, I don't know how I can trace it, but I mean, I've been in business 11 years and like a week after we make that video, my photography website gets transferred to like some sort of like online sex store, like overseas, what have you. And I'm like, yeah, some sort of weird attack. And that was wild. I was like, wow, these people are really ruthless, of course. So
yeah, I mean, when you go on YouTube, you see there's some complete fanaticism behind a lot of these stocks. I mean, we all know Tesla is like the number one, cold stock out there, but there's whole dedicated tattooed chef forums. There's a Facebook group, which I actually went on it and tried to have a reasonable discussion with those people, and they kicked me out pretty quickly.
Why that company? I mean, there's how many different companies of that style are there? Why that one? Does it sound good? A good logo? I mean, you think you walk into a grocery store, there's 100,000 items, and this clan has chosen like this one freezer section as their whole life of like, it just boggles my Tesla I can get. I'm a Tesla fanboy. I had 140 shares of Tesla that I sold out of in 2018. And I've been driving a Tesla for 4 years. I was like number one. I used to be that guy telling everybody that Tesla's the future before I knew what a valuation was. That's how I got into 140 shares of it. But yeah, but anyway, man, it's just astonishing. Tattooed chef. I mean, oof.
I think what happens is, number one, they have a cult worship of their leader, Jeremy. There's some people that absolutely adore him. I don't know why. I don't understand. And then number two, a lot of these people have the vast majority of their money in these companies because they believe like, oh, if I, go all in, I have all these financial problems. I can solve all my issues once the stock goes up. And if you tell somebody like that, that's so heavily committed to one company that their company's trash, you're basically smashing on their dream. So that's a big part of why people do that.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't sound crazy. I kind of was that, I had probably when I was 37, I had all my money, my life savings in 3 companies. Well, in almost 3 companies. It was Netflix, Amazon, and Tesla. And then I started getting into Bitcoin. I actually sent some money off to the Bitcoin scam, the USI Tech bullshit. I sent probably $3,000 off to some crypto scam because my physicist friend told me it was a great idea, and he shipped the money off there too. But it didn't sound crazy at the time. I thought I was well informed, I was smart, and I was like upper level investor, right? Investing in those companies. So
wait a minute, did you lose that $3,000? Was it like a brokerage or like what was
no, USI Tech was they basically marketed themselves as, you send us Bitcoin, we'll use it to mine stuff and then send you back a return. What is this, like the Celsius bullshit they're doing now? Like,
oh
yeah. So like I did probably almost $3,600. It was like the minimum was maybe like $1,800. I did it twice because it just sounded awesome. I mean, like I had what I thought very trusted, intelligent friends were telling me blockchain was the future. And I was like, yeah, I'll ship money off. Sure. That'd be great return. So yeah, it happened to me for sure. I mean, so I guess that you have to have a huge crash to learn. I got out. I guess I got out before everything really crashed. I got out with wins on Tesla, Amazon. Looking back, obviously, if I would have stayed in, but But yeah, so I was in that stuff, everyone, don't we all kind of go through that phase of investing in crap until we're learning maybe it doesn't work? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, life's a learning process. It's okay. But
For
so
sure.
those crypto scams, they're still out there because I don't know if you check the comments a lot. I'm sure you guys do, but there's all these bots that pop up and they'll steal your logo. So
Yeah.
I looked into one because they had a WhatsApp number and I texted the WhatsApp number and it was a crypto scam. They were like, "Hey, if you transfer this amount of money, we'll give you this return. If you transfer this amount, we'll give you this return." So I went through the whole texting process. I was like, "Yeah, I have $100,000. Should I give you $100,000 right now?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. Just send it over right now, and
Yeah.
we'll get you like 100% return." I was like, "All right, you're a freaking scammer loser." So I immediately stopped after that. But it's wild out there.
Yeah. Did you document that? That's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
snapshots of the the
Wow.
WhatsApp conversation. I made a video about it, and those people are still popping up. It's like, haven't you learned? I literally made a freaking video about this, and you guys are still posting in my comments your WhatsApp numbers.
Yeah. I don't know how many people I do see that. You're right. The bots is absurd. We don't have any like auto blockers. I think I remember Meet Kevin saying that like he had some sort of auto blockers. We don't have any auto blockers in place to get rid of that stuff. But yeah, they just attack all of our videos. And then now the big thing is fake Instagram accounts. Every day people are messaging us that someone has a fake Instagram account. So they're asking, they're DMing people saying it's me and asking for your WhatsApp. And yeah, it's bonkers out there.
Wait, that wasn't you messaging me to buy crypto?
Yeah, well, that was me actually. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago, so maybe.
I see a lot of the comments here.
Yeah, we got a comment here. Do you know who Mike? Okay, if you don't know him, that's fine. But do you
No, I
know who
don't.
Mike?
I mean, I meet a lot of people. Sadly, I don't know the name, but I love you nonetheless, Robert.
Okay, yeah, Mike Savitz is like this literal neo-Nazi who makes videos. He actually he has a live stream going on right now, and he was talking about scammers on YouTube, and I clicked on it, literally talking about he had you guys up at that exact moment. So, if you want to
Right now,
investigate him,
talking about us as scammers.
yeah, he was like, "Oh, everything money." I don't know what he was saying, but he
Hmm.
literally had you guys up when the live stream started. So, if you
Wow.
want to look
Yeah.
into him, you can. But he's a very odd duck. I wouldn't waste your time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've heard that before. All right. I saw someone else say, "Why don't you guys talk about free tools on Yahoo Finance?" Yeah, like we're very open about this. You want to go use some free tool, not our software, just fucking go do it. I mean, who cares? It's
Well, I mean,
fine.
so you guys offer like a really comprehensive product. Like, I mean, I was subscribed. I unsubscribed because now I got two freaking kids, and it's
Sure.
just I'm spending a lot of freaking money. But I mean, you guys have a great product. You have the tool. You're working on other stuff. You have a Discord. I mean, for $20 something a month, that's really not a bad deal. You can get a lot worse deals out there on YouTube.
Yeah. Thanks. I mean, yeah, we've heard before, these guys are blah 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 charging for some free stuff, and like, yeah, fine, just fucking go use the free stuff then. Like, great, like have at it, have fun, like
Well, most of the
where
free
we'll
stuff
do.
is garbage. Like
I don't even know. Yeah,
usually,
I wouldn't even know. I mean, I try to search stuff on Google and I can't find things at times. So yeah, I'm glad I have the software too. And you're right. I mean, if you write like one option or make almost one day trade, sometimes it can pay for it. So we do have a lot of people still paying like $8 initially for the software. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you don't want it, yeah, that's fine. I love it. What else? So someone's saying more about this Mike Stathis guy. Who is this guy? Is he somebody I should know?
oh
I
my
don't know anything
god,
about him.
we don't have to get. He's literally this neo-Nazi
Oh,
that is.
neo-Nazi. Oh,
Yeah, he's literally like I mean, okay, maybe he's not a Nazi, but he has very extremist views about a certain race. And
oh,
he's on
okay.
YouTube right now, and he's kind of criticizing all the big YouTubers, kind of like I do. But he
Mm.
takes it to extremes, and basically everybody's a scammer. You guys are grifters. I'm a grifter. Everybody's a freaking scumbag.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I
Cool.
mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even waste your time looking at that guy up. He's kind of insignificant. What about Jay
Sad.
Nagy here? You need a comedy writer?
We might, Jay. I mean, that's my specialty, trying to be funny in these videos. So, that's funny. Sure. People definitely ask they want to work with us. That's funny. This guy actually has more credibility than me, Kevin. Thanks, Tyson. How funny.
Yeah. So how many
Uh,
job applications do you get?
well, people email us a lot, especially all over the world. They say, if you need this, if you need that. I mean, I'm guessing we're going to need more people in the future, but
What
like
about an
any sort
accountant?
of What's accountant?
An accountant? Sorry.
we have an in-house. I mean, again, like I see somebody like Jeremy, like, you know, he has a little bit of a team, but some of these guys are just like sitting in their room like this, and this is the whole YouTube production. Like Paul's somewhat hesitant to share like everything that is but there's an office building with like 40 offices with people. There's like a law department, and like we're one of the branches of this whole kind of it's called Crossroads Group. And so that's when Paul jokes around like there's 8 or 9 businesses, there's like, well, these 3 people are in charge of this business. These people handle the Mexico home rentals. We have like an in-house lawyer, accountant. I mean, we have a Christmas party. So everything money is a division of Paul's sort of what Paul has built. But we have a Christmas party like in the winter, and, you know, in Christmas, of course, but there's like 80 people there. I mean, like it's a whole thing, you know, and we're on pace to be one of the best businesses they've ever had. And so, yeah. So, and they're sitting on.
So he's not joking. And actually, the whole building is like all of Paul's business.
Yeah, the whole building. I mean, there's like 35 cars in the parking lot, and, you know, they had at one point 1,000 units of real estate, but of course, real estate went high, so they sold off 400 units. So they're sitting on like $90 million in cash, waiting for the world to collapse, and they're going to buy a bunch of houses. I mean, they just bought a 3rd house in Turks and Caicos. It's clearly on like our website. I'll be going there to take photos and videos at some point. So like, yeah, it's not like one guy like being a grifter, like trying to cheat people. Like everything money was almost like a bothersome for Paul for the last 3 years because he had so many other things going on. He used to not even like respond to tags in his chats early on until now. He's definitely recommitted. They write thousands of messages a month, but it's like a whole team. Like I was going to just show a credit card. Like I literally just got my health savings account set up.
Yeah, show me that credit card, baby.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but yeah, but like I got my health savings, my 401k through this. Like it's a whole kind of a empire. Like I said, I just got lucky to be like asked by this guy to work on his videos with him. You know what I mean? Without that, I'd still probably just be a boring wedding photographer doing 20 weddings a year. So
does Paul spend like what percentage of his time do you think he's spending on everything money now? Is it like a big focus of his, or just like something he comes and films for an hour or two?
So it's much, much more now. I would say he has just, no, everything money is number one now. He stepped down from being the CEO of all these companies overseeing this. And so he rarely checks in with those companies much anymore. His brother does a lot of the legwork. His brother's the lawyer and CEO. So he does all the day-to-day checking of how are all the businesses going. So no, it's his number one priority for sure, which has shocked me because at times it wasn't when we first started. You know, it was like hey, let's record on Tuesday. We'll put out 7 videos, and that's sort of our life. But now he's doing more research, and yeah, so it's a vast majority of the time for sure.
Well, I mean, if you guys keep growing, which I'm sure you will, especially if we're in a bear market and all these people keep losing their asses, I mean, you guys could potentially become a massive business. I mean, YouTube, there's so much potential on YouTube to really leverage a business up.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, you know. I mean, one of the most comments we always get is, why doesn't this channel have more subscribers? And we're still working on that, you know, like
it takes time. You're not going to have 100 billion subscribers in like 5 days.
Yeah. Well, I always marveled why it didn't take time for other dickheads out there, you know, like they just said Neo's going to 400 and then like, boom, they explode. But I don't actually think they are making money. And gosh, you know, so damn, I should hook you up with somebody, because I have a YouTube friend who was documenting the process of getting paid to pump penny stocks, and it was getting very, very frothy. He was denying it, but he was declining it, but documenting it all along the way. And so when I say, boy, these guys probably aren't making that much money doing this, they probably are. I mean, Stockmo.
Oh, dude, they're making a fortune. They're making a freaking fortune.
And any one of those companies, my buddy through emails got upwards of 18 grand to make one like 6-minute video pumping 3 stupid companies you've never heard of. Like bank account style information was exchanged. That's how long he wanted to drag it out. And he only has 70,000 subscribers. So imagine what 700,000 subscribers. So think about it. Oh my God. Like, what does Tattooed Chef spend in a year for marketing? I mean, do they fight the masses in like the Whole Foods section, or just hire Jeremy to pump their bullshit a billion times. I mean,
well, Jeremy swears he does not get paid by companies to pump them up. I mean, maybe he's telling the truth, but it's oddly suspicious that he's so dedicated to this one trash frozen food company, this niche.
So
company.
I really have a hard time trusting. So, did you ever do this? So I did this. I went down the Jeremy rabbit hole of trying to sign up, enter his private group. I was on a 40-minute phone call, which I've recorded. I'd love to share it with you to hear like what they were planning. And this was a year and a half ago. Jeremy was getting off of YouTube. I doubled down on almost 3 times. Wait, Jeremy is leaving YouTube to commit to the private group. And that was in 2020. He said this. His game. I mean, the most famous quote I got was, which I really hounded them on, was he expects. I acted totally stupid, which is hilarious. I'm still in their group where they make fun of me on Facebook. That's kind of how clueless they are. I'm in their group. Then they share my video about how stupid we are about Tattooed Chef, which is hilarious. But I asked him, like, what can I expect in terms of gains? And very adamantly, Jeremy expects 40% a year. I said, wait a minute. I thought Warren Buffett got like 16% over 50 years. Like, he just said, yep, it's 40 for us. So I can share the audio with you. It's absolutely astounding.
No, I actually have a buddy on YouTube that called and recorded it, and he actually provided me the call. And I've called them too. But so my buddy's recording. He said that they expect to get 30%. And Jeremy, from what I've heard, expects to get 70%. So I put Jeremy's numbers into a financial calculator. If Jeremy got 70% returns for the next 30 years, assuming he invests like a certain amount of money, he would have like something $1 trillion.
Yeah, trillions.
Like, it's madness. Yeah. But yeah, when I called them, they quoted me up to $20,000 for their top tier of getting into their like coaching and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I only got to the $5,000, which was conveniently on sale for half price when I was trying to get interested.
But yeah, it's incredible. But they've definitely slashed their prices because he's been proven to be a total fool. So I don't know how long their whole program is going to last. But
oh, wait. So are you friends with Joseph Carlson, or is this a bot, Joseph Carlson?
Is it Joseph Carlson?
Do you see him in there? Joseph, is that you? I don't know you at all, but people have asked us about you and what you're doing. And it looks like his picture, but of course this could be some
that's
Indian
him.
guy.
I actually made fun of his portfolio recently. He's probably mad at me right now.
Well, he's a pretty down-to-earth guy. He seems a little younger than me, but not a bot. Just saw this on home. Oh, nice, Joseph. Yeah, he's definitely committed. Joseph, I appreciate your commitment to value investors. Oh my gosh, and there's Juan. This is Prospera Trade. A friend of mine. Juan's on there. Good to see you guys. Valdez? Yeah, Juan runs Prospera Trade, and he's a trader. Yeah, for sure. Good to see you.
Seth, you're making me famous, man. All these big shots.
No, your Meet Kevin video was much better. I actually donated to you during Meet Kevin. I remember, because like I said, I like what you're doing. I mean, you give zero. Oh wait, are we not supposed to curse on this, or what do you think?
Oh, it's too late.
You give zero Fs about anything, and like, you're really courageous. Like I said, after what I saw, what they did to my literally my personal life, when Paul said Tattooed Chef was overpriced, what did it reach? $28 or $40? I can't. $28. Yeah, they attacked my person. I'm not as confident or courageous as you to go after these guys, but you are committed.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm a moron because eventually, if my channel gets big enough, I could potentially get sued. We'll see what happens. I mean, I would love to face some of these guys in court, but there's a good reason that a lot of people don't, act as ridiculous as I do, because there could potentially be consequences. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, look at that. So yeah, Joseph, I'm glad you're watching. If you're still watching, I don't study your videos, but I have watched some of them. I mean, I like calm, disciplined style of investing, of course. So it's good to see someone else doing that. So
what really makes me suspicious is, wouldn't a bot say that they're not a bot?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's not attacking us or getting after it. So anyway,
he's not talking about cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I was gonna say he's not asking for our WhatsApp, so I'm glad he's here.
But so Echoes has a question for you. What are your thoughts on Kevin?
So again, guys, I went down the path of a lot of people. I subscribed to Meet Kevin before I even before I could even figure out what he really was. I mean, the calm delivery, the nice studio, the videos, like this guy must be telling the truth, And then, but a lot of times with a lot of these guys, the first thing I do is I just go back to their first videos and watch who they are. Like, I couldn't believe that Tom Nash started out basically as like a drama TV host talking about Dan Blazarian. Like, those were his first videos. And that he doesn't want you to know about them because he's deleted all of them. And so it's like, oh, so when did he turn into a financial expert? So meet Kevin, Paul has opened up my eyes about the concept of real estate. Like, I always thought realtors knew what the hell they're talking about. Realtors are just normal people that decide one day they're a realtor. Now they're selling houses because their mother's doing it or their aunt's doing it or the market's up. So like when you started analyzing what Meet Kevin was saying, when someone like Paul would start being like, wait, that doesn't make sense when he says this and then says that. It's like, wow, calling out hypocrisy is you start opening your eyes to who these people really are and what they're trying to do. So we've tried to be like that. That's like our main message on our channel is not let anything out to try to say these guys are hypocrites. We're trying. It might occur to in some people's mind, but we're certainly trying. So when people say it's a scam, like, okay, fine. Well, what scam? Go on your phone, download our app. Like, where's there a scam? I don't know. If we're overcharging for an app, then don't buy the app. There's a trillion apps out there. Some cost a bunch of money. Some, you know what I mean? Like,
you're always going to get criticism. I mean, like you guys, I think you guys are legit. Like, I think Paul actually knows, well, you know how to actually look at financials to some degree. Now, you guys aren't perfect, obviously. Nobody's perfect, but I mean, I think you guys are one of the best channels for finance.
Oh, I appreciate you. I mean, I think one of the biggest complaints we get is like, wow, you guys didn't do any, due diligence. And now the more I watch videos and talk to people, especially big time investors, like they can figure out deals in like 20 seconds. It's like, nope, that's a bad deal. What do you mean? Like, yeah, that's a bad deal. It's like, oh, so anyway, but yeah, so anyway, I love to see you guys. I love to see the chats in here. So I see.
Are you disappointed that I'm not shirtless with a pink hat on?
Someone told me I should be shirtless for this, but
if we ever do this again, we can have a wild episode where we're shirtless and screaming. I can beat up Seth. This is actually Jeremy LaFave's dad.
LaFufu's dad. Wow,
yeah,
good to see you. Yeah,
that's his actual father. I've interviewed him too. It was a great
Jeremy Senior. Yeah, my dad passed away, so a little too soon there. Jeremy's dad. Love you.
Ooh, I did a review on Strongman. I'm gonna check that out. Maybe I know who this guy is. I'll have to check him out, but I think I might actually know who he is. Let's see. Other interesting comments here. Let's see.
Yeah, I see some. Yeah, am I still a Baba? Am I still a Baba bull? I mean, I still have Alibaba, and the more I research about Alibaba, the more I like it. The infrastructure they have over there is like absolutely incredible. So I said on one show, someone made fun of me. I said, Alibaba literally has a YouTube page where they show, I didn't even know, they show their whole infrastructure, the planes, the shipping. It looks exactly like Amazon, the storage houses. Like, wow, this is the third biggest company in China. And so, yes, I still like it.
Well, yeah, people assume it's like, oh, well, the stock went down, so it must be a bad company.
Trash.
Which is the exact opposite of good.
No, that's what we say. I mean, yeah. That's what we say about hype stocks for sure, but they never had any profit to begin with. But like 30 billion in revenue per quarter, or 30 billion in revenue every time they show earnings. I still like it. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have a decent sized position. I mean, I'm mostly index funds, but Bob is like my biggest individual stock. Can you take your shirt off, Seth? You gonna do that for us?
Well, so I wear these, I wear this. I wear these. I've been wearing these from day one. So like, I guess, I mean, I got not much. Well, we'll see if we can get to that. See how much.
You don't have to if you don't want to. It's a suggestion.
Okay. Oh, wow. Look at some of these comments. Which will stock? Well,
which stock will 10x, Doge or AMC?
Well, Doge is a stock. Yeah, but I would say both. I would really go heavy. This is not financial advice. So I really go heavy into both of those for sure. Yeah.
Did you ever buy any Dogecoin?
No. Let me think about this. No. How would I say this? My son was gifted Cardano as a gift from like an uncle, and so we sold it for Bitcoin because I didn't actually know how to transfer it out. I don't even know what app it's on. And then my app got locked out. And so I've lost like maybe $200 in some coin. I don't even know what I have, but no, I never got into that. No, but I'll tell you what, I did get into some of this other stuff. I mean, I got into those big time before I met Paul and got on the channel, learned what real investing was. I mean, I had friends telling me which coin was which, and I was going to buy this and they're going to go up. And I was doing all that stuff probably about 4 years ago, 2017, 2018 for sure.
So this is actually a question I have for you guys too. So I noticed, you always talk about the S&P 500 and indexes. You guys have any thoughts on international investing?
Yeah. So this, I'm really interested in this. I don't quite know how it works, but it seems like some of those famous investors out there attack different international markets. But I'm not wise enough to know how to do it. So I'm not even going to pretend like I am interested on how to do it. I guess investing in some Chinese companies because they're all like bought. I mean, they're all been so blasted. Like Tencent is asked on our channel all the time. And I just don't know anything about it, but there's so many really famous value investors that really love it. And so like when you look into what some of these companies are doing, people just look at a ticker symbol and see it down. But like Tencent, they own like so many different divisions of everything. Like they own the Apple Music and then part of these dating apps and then like TV and like huge companies. And so I'd love to learn more, but I don't know enough about it. No, I'm not good enough.
Yeah, of course you are, Seth. So one thing I noticed is like if you look at a global, like all the stocks in the world by market cap weighting, Chinese stocks are only like 3% or something of the global stock market cap, which is incredible. Yeah. So if China ever actually, if their stocks ever actually get valued like US stocks do, which are 60% of the global market cap, you could see absolutely enormous returns from China.
So tell me this, do you know anything about investing like overseas companies like that besides, because like we interviewed Manesh Pabrai and I read some value investing books, and a lot of these guys made huge plays on these markets, the Taiwanese market back in the 60s or just like I said, different markets. And I wouldn't even know how to get involved in some of these, but so I probably won't at the moment, but I would stick to buying. Yeah, there is something about buying Chinese companies. I can imagine people deep down, Americans probably don't want it to be really successful, right? I mean, you want America to be strong, but like, I'm totally fine investing in Chinese companies. And like, the more people I meet in this world, there's a lot of just amazing places out there that have the possibility to be even more amazing, And so, yeah, interesting.
So yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if you want to buy internationally, I mean, most people should probably have their money in an international index. And there's plenty of indexes that actually own all the international stocks. You don't have to worry about stock picking. But, if you look at US stocks, they're 60% of the global stock market's value, but we're only 25% of the global economy. So
what did you say about China? Did you say 3%?
Yes, roughly 3% of all. If you add up all the value of all the world's stocks, China is like 3% of that. The United States is like 60%. But we're roughly equivalent in GDP, and China is eventually going to surpass us. So to me, it's almost like common sense. U.S. stocks are in a massive bubble, and I think all the deals are going to be overseas, especially over the next 10, 20, 30 years. What do you see? A comment?
all these REUs. Do you just scream like? Is that what you do?
I'm gonna do it, and then if you are comfortable with it, I would like.
I would. Just let me listen to it real closely, and then I'll try and replicate. Go ahead. That's right. How could I not? Awesome, bro.
You got to do better than that, Seth. Come on.
How do you get so high? Jesus. I mean, like, I can't do it, man. I haven't got the high notes. Listen, let's record. We'll record our first single together. You just take the high octaves, and I'll take the low ones. And I should be like, we'll just make like
we can start a band, bro.
Yeah, a whole hymnal about it. Hilarious. I love the comments
asking you a question.
Well, there you go, Joseph. Okay, so you want 12 returns because that's what the market. That's what the index. Sorry, let me look at this. Joseph's going to pretend I know what I'm talking about here. You and Paul always seem to want a 12% return. So again, Paul wants a 12% return, but I'm currently agreeing with him. And that's what the market index can get. So we know that the index funds don't get 12. We'd like a little bit more. Joseph, I'm certain you know more about this than myself. But when you do analysis on every major company in the index, they're all overvalued. So, well, I think Paul's numbers and what he wants is based on real estate. He knows that he's not going to buy a real estate deal unless they get somewhere between 15 and 20. And so if he wants to put any of his capital into anything else besides that, there better be a great return. I do know that perhaps Joseph and our channel have differed on values of companies, which ones are currently buys. But again, Joseph, I'm not even going to pretend that I even know what I'm talking about. I'm still trying to bring what I think are user questions to Paul. So like, I don't even know how I could answer that.
Well, I mean, Paul's like 12%. Like, so the index has historically gotten about 10% roughly over time.
Yeah,
so
a little under for sure.
Yeah. So Paul's 12 is just saying, I want to mitigate my risk by getting a higher return.
Right. That's right. Yeah, of course. So if he's going to put it into, that's probably it. Now that I say it out loud, if he's going to put it in a company that he's not in control of, he wants more than that 10. But he has, I don't know about his total stock portfolio, but obviously they have way more in real estate. But they're very similar things when you break them down, with cash flow. It's not what you get, it's what you pay. And so, yeah, that's kind of a good question. I bet Paul can answer it instantly. I probably couldn't.
Yeah, so there is a big criticism that I hear from you guys a lot. So apparently there's this clip of Paul saying, I didn't make money in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
What did he mean by that?
So, I grilled him on this because he kept on saying it, and then the internet took off with it. So, like, while he wasn't making money, the major gains that all the dopes were making because everyone was in, he also has cash flow from 600 apartments, 9 businesses that have no debt. And if you join not like plugging, but like if you join, our members get discounts to all the businesses. And so like the Mexico homes are a business. They sell lamps. They have a roofing company. They have a limo based company with 4 or 5 cars here in Ohio. And so, I'm trying to think where I was going with this question. Sorry, Chris. What was the question again? I just lost my mind. I guess I started thinking about all those businesses.
Okay, yeah. So Paul said he didn't make any money.
Right. So
did he actually not make any money, or was he just over? Was he over exaggerating?
So again, he was saying that they had a huge sell-off of stocks, a huge sell-off of real estate that was just sitting in a bank, cash ready, much like Warren Buffett. And so now will be the time where I think where other people are making videos about how terrible the market is. Obviously, you can see like your channel and ours, the concept of how excited we are to deploy a bunch of this capital. And so I have been seeing him spending and making a good amount of money now. So his SQQ short, I think he said this on the show, so I'm not really repeating much, but when the market goes down, when the NASDAQ goes down a point, he makes $250,000 a day. He's shown me the numbers. And so whatever math that takes for you guys to figure that out, that's what he has shown me. Like, here, this is what I made today. And so he's been shorting it since January. So like, I can only imagine what he's doing on these -4 and 5 days, like this past week.
Yeah, I remember him talking about how he opened a short, and then a couple months later, the QQQ has been freaking wrecked. So he is making a fortune as long as he hasn't closed a short.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. So here's Joseph. Okay, so it makes sense. What are your expectations? Yeah, so Joseph, I'm not smart enough to even know. I mean, I'm still the guy that I have about a $500,000 portfolio, some in SPY. I do little book stocks. I just started doing options, a bit of day trading. But, all indications are showing that life's going to be pretty grim. But I've put myself in a position to hopefully endure, just selling off some things, saving some extra money, doing all the things that Paul kind of says in our video. But like, if people ask, why is Seth playing dumb? I am still this dumb. I'm still learning. I've been like a real investor for less than maybe 3 years. So I'm just trying to translate what I have learned to people in our videos, because people say they help sometimes. But I've
Well,
definitely watched your
it's
videos.
good to be humble when you're learning stocks. I mean, I don't even pretend like I know what the global economy is actually going to do or what's going to outperform. That's why I'm an index investor, because I can buy these individual stocks thinking I'm a genius, but I could be missing a ton of information that, basically proves that I'm a fool. That's why I have 95% of my portfolio in indexes, because I
Yeah.
can't understand the global economy and all the nuances.
Oh, here's
Here's
Abdon
the
Lover.
clarification.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, cushion of safety. That's it. Yep, that's right. I'm trying to think what someone else said. What Nathan says, why does Seth undersell himself? It's funny, Nathan. I've had a problem my whole life, actually. Really, yeah, it's weird. Getting super deep here. We you ready for this?
I'm
We
your
have an everything. No, we have an everything money counselor. We meet as a team because we always said we didn't want this band to break up. So Paul has a business counselor that we meet and literally talk about these things that, like, they think the show's gonna go how far someone like myself could take it, which is why I started making these new discoverable videos. We're calling discoverable videos, to speak to more, I guess, a broader community. And I really do struggle sometimes with the case of, Nathan, I struggle with inner confidence, and I never want to seem like I guess I'm overly arrogant when I say I'm a normal person. If you just like drove to my house, you'd see how normal I am. So I didn't want to project. That's it, probably, Nathan, is I've seen a lot of people project something that they're not and then have it come crashing down and just thinking the whole time these people are really fake. So I'm just trying to stay very grounded in my thoughts and not really oversell. He was saying I was underselling. Yeah, I just don't want to really oversell. I'm fine with not overselling, just kind of just you keep, yeah, because that's who I really want to connect with out there. Just normal people who are trying to maybe get wealthy one day. And I've just been really lucky. Like I have a friend who makes a F ton of money, and he called me one day and said, "Hey, we should buy this business. It's a cool business. It's running." And so we did, and the business is completely paid off in 2 years. And now it just makes money. And so, like, great. And now we're buying another business that does sort of the same thing. So yeah, undersell for sure. Sorry about that.
Good answer. So apparently, instead of asking me this,
Yeah.
he's asking you.
Um,
Probably not. Probably.
I can't. Let me think about this. Maybe. I've definitely talked about you to him because you've talked basically to our enemy. Talked about and helping expose some of the people who are our enemies on YouTube. And so I'm sure I've shown you him, but I don't know if I said. Let me see. I'll text him and see. But anyway, next question. Keep going.
Strongman? He's like, who?
Yeah, let's see. I'll ask him. I'll give you his real response too. The next question. I love you though. Do you know Strongman personal finance?
And will you give him a discount on our software?
See what he says. He may. Okay, keep going. I'm just saying you're smarter than you think. Yeah, I'm definitely smarter in other aspects of life than investing, for sure. But I'm not going to pretend I'm anywhere I could even have a conversation with someone like Joseph Carlson. He just seems very, very committed to the process of analyzing companies. But for example, if we were talking about like photography right now, I absolutely think I'm one of the top 50 photographers in the whole nation. My portfolio is completely absurd. My wife and I have been doing it for 12 years. I mean, at this point, we're expert level. So that I could go on about how great I am. Yeah, I collect Magic the Gathering cards, Chris. Like I'm an avid Magic the Gathering collector. So like
I've been spying on you for a long time, Seth.
Oh, good. Yeah. So like I have like memorization of Magic cards, which is the stupidest thing to memorize. It's worse than Jeopardy because you'll never make any money in it. But like yeah, Magic was like been an enormous part of my life. So in that aspect, like I could just talk for days, but I'm not going to pretend to know like what the economy is going to do and what the inflation numbers mean to me. I haven't known it long enough, just again, just a few years. So
are you ever going to potentially shut down? Like, let's say everything money explodes and you have like 3 million subscribers. Would you give up photography or would you probably?
Yeah. No, I probably would. I do love it, but I like this as well. I was driving to this wedding last night. So my family and I went to see Newsies, like at a local playhouse, and I was driving like really late last night and to photograph a wedding that started at 7:30 in the morning. and I got 6 hours sleep. But still, I was telling my wife, I can't believe I love this. It was 11:30 at night, driving down the road. I was like, I still love it. So I just keep doing things I love. But yes, if everything money blew up and it took up a lot of our time, I mean, we're doing 5 videos a freaking day now, so it's like it is quite taxing on us.
Really?
You know, like
were you,
yeah.
are you posting a lot of these videos in the private group?
Well, so we do one private video a day, and then we do one private live stream. No, that's not right. I mean, between the three of us, it's like a video at 8 o'clock. Mo goes live at 9. They day trade at 10. We have our 11 o'clock video come out. We have a short video that we film, get edited, approve, load on YouTube, and put out at 4 p.m. And then sometimes Paul's doing like a market reaction video in the evening. And that's just the stuff we're doing forward facing. Then we do stuff Paul, I said, do you know Strongman Personal Finance? He said, of course not. So, but no, then we do our private stuff. So like I have chat goals that I want to interact with people, just because if I don't set a goal, then my goal will be like, don't do anything. But like, I think, halfway through the month, Paul has had like 960 chats with people, everyone in the software. And then Mo puts out a video in the afternoon just for the software people. So like, it's like taking up a lot of our lives. Where can I buy your Magic collection? Of course. I have recently now, like the market, Magic has gone for a bit of crash, but I have an absurd Magic collection. If anyone knows, like absurd, completely absurd, like not one of the biggest in the world, but like one of the biggest around. For not being a dealer, like I have an absurd collection. Sadly, it just means I spend a lot of money on cards. So
what about this? So a lot of people have actually said, hey, we would love to see like Paul.
I saw your debate with Meet Kevin. And sadly, he's just a politician. So he's just you're gonna ask question A, and he's just gonna dance to not answer it. And then by the end of it, he's nodding and smiling, and you're like, I like this guy. Meanwhile, he never answers any of the questions, just dances around all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to get them in a room. I think it's too difficult to cut people off like virtually, but I have seen Paul argue with people and just like shred them. And so he's pretty quick on his feet. I am not as much. I couldn't do it, but it would be probably pretty embarrassing because he has a unique knack. He's like this Ben Shapiro guy. He has a unique knack to like ask questions and make you like just kind of freeze up. Or this Peterson guy. Who's this Peterson guy? Jonas Peterson. Who am I thinking of? This Canadian guy.
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. Yeah, he asks questions that like completely freeze people when you sort of push their hypocrisy back on them a bit. But no, I mean, I don't think these guys are coming on. But yes, I saw a comment about like someone was saying my thoughts on a Tattooed Chef and Palantir, and certainly we are concocting videos for some ultimate takedowns when these stupid companies hit our what used to be ridiculous price targets of $4 and $5. And so I'm checking it every single day, just waiting.
Oh, I'm so excited for what I think you guys said. Tattooed Chef was like $5.11. That could potentially be a buy point. It's almost there. It's almost there.
Yeah. So and again, on our end, we have a writer and editor that we're digging out. We have a research kid too that works with us. So like, this is the crazy. I can send him like, I need everything Tom Nash said on Palantir, and I need all the video clips and time codes, and then we're paying him to go get all that stuff to put in a video. Like that's just what money can do for us, where if someone had to do this on their own, that's why it would take like a month to make a video. So like we're getting what he said, when he said it, and why he said it, just to show that it's, obviously completely full of shit. So, and maybe he'll join tonight.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Juan. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're gonna wrap it up because wifey needs help.
Cool.
But does anybody have any last minute comments, or is there anything you want to say, Seth, that we haven't addressed?
Well, yeah, I just thanks for having me. Thanks for what you do. I know your channel has a nice brand to it. I watch the live streams. Like I said, I see some of these other guys that you talk to. I don't know who they are, but I'm excited to see them sort of talking like value investors. And yeah, thanks for having me on. This was, I mean, that hour just, oh my God, just flew by. I could talk to you all day. We should do this again. I'm glad to see some nice comments. And if you guys think I suck, that's fine too. I love it. So.
This is the worst interview I ever had.
Yeah. The people are asking me about Magic, but what do I think? People Yeah. Anyway, oh, look at that. I remember Workhorse. I could read these comments all day, Chris. Sorry about that. But
No, you're good, man. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it's
no.
just like, but the kids keep me up all night. It's a huge freaking pain. That's why I try to go to bed like decently early.
Where are you located?
I am in Virginia, in the Norfolk
Okay.
area.
Oh, okay. Norfolk. Okay, great. Well, if I swing down, we got to get coffee. I go down every other Thanksgiving to Richmond, I think. Yeah. So
I would consider making the drive if you're willing to meet me.
is it far? No, I can meet you. I think there's some magic shops down there. I'd love to hit up.
It's about an hour and a half from where I live to Richmond. It's not a bad drive. I mean, if you actually want to meet up, I'll definitely drive up there.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. I love his comments. Bob says, "Seth, you suck. I love you." That's hilarious. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me. Keep going, man. I guess that's it, Chris. Is my thought to you is just keep going, because we definitely went through some stages where we're like, why are we doing this? And like, just keep going. You never know, man, because these guys are gonna die out. Like they're gonna go away. They're gonna have to. When there's nothing more to talk about, they'll go away, and hopefully we'll still be here. So.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere, man. You'll see Strongman in 20 years.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. It was really nice to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, I can't believe we haven't done this before, because I've watched so much of your show. I feel like I know you. And so, yeah, it's great. Thanks for having me on, and appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks so much.
All right. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers.
See you guys.